In a quiet village, where the mornings were slow, and the evenings even slower, there lived a couple known by everyone, that respected by none. Their names were Kola and Sade. They were not wicked people. They were not cruel people. But they had one problem. A problem that would quietly grow into the kind of regret that keeps people awake at night. They were lazy. Not the kind of lazy that comes from exhaustion. Not the kind that follows hard work. No. Theirs was a chosen laziness. When Kola married Sade, people said, "Young love. They will learn. Life will teach them." But life only teaches those willing to listen. Kola was a strong man physically, but he hated stress. Any job that required waking early, thinking hard, or sweating too much, he avoided it. Sade, on the other hand, loved comfort more than responsibility. She enjoyed sleeping late, gossiping with neighbors, and dreaming about a life she never worked toward. At first, it didn't seem like a big problem. They lived in a small house given to Kola by his late father. There was no rent. There was no urgency. And when there is no urgency, laziness grows roots. 1 year into the marriage, Sade became pregnant. People were happy for them. A child will bring sense into their lives. The elder said, when their first son, Tunde, was born, joy filled the house. For a moment, it felt like things would change. But change requires effort. And effort was something Kola and Sade always postponed. Instead of working harder, Kola said, "We will manage. God will provide." Instead of planning ahead, Sade said, "Children come with blessings." 1 child became 2, 2 became 4, 4 became 6. Before anyone could count properly, Kola and Sade had 8 children. 8. Each child came with cries, hunger, needs, school fees, sickness and responsibilities. But the parents remained the same. Lazy, unprepared, unwilling. Morning in their house was chaos. Children crying for food, some fighting over torn clothes, others roaming barefoot outside. The house that once felt peaceful now echoed with complaints. "Mama, I'm hungry." "Papa, my teacher said I should not come back without my fees. My slippers are torn." But what did Kola and Sade do? Kola would sit outside, stretching and yawning. "Life is hard," he would say, doing nothing to make it easier. Sade would lie on the mat, turning from side to side. "I'm tired," she would complain, even though she had done nothing all. Whenever neighbors advised them, they had answers. "You have too many children," one woman said. "You need to work harder." Sade would reply, "Are children not blessings? Should we reject blessings?" Another man told Kola, "There's work in the next town. Come with me tomorrow." Kola shook his head. "His work is too stressful. I don't want to suffer myself." They blamed the economy. They blamed luck. They even blamed destiny. But never themselves. As time passed, the children began to understand something their parents refused to accept. They were on their own. The eldest, Tunde, dropped out of school to help feed his younger siblings. At just 13, he carried loads in the market. His small hands hardened too quickly. His childhood disappeared. The second child, Bola, started working in people's houses, washing plates and clothes. Not because she wanted to, because she had to. Meanwhile, Kola and Sade still sat at home, talking, sleeping, complaining. One evening, something happened that shook the house. The youngest child fell seriously ill. She had been weak for days, but no one took it seriously.
Please,
Now her body burned with fever. Her breathing became shallow. Sade panicked. Kola, do something. Kola froze.
It's not here. Nothing.
He had no money,
Find a way, my love.
no savings,
How? We're lost.
no plan. They rushed from neighbor to neighbor, begging for help. Some helped a little. Others turned them away. Not because they were wicked, but because they had warned them too many times. At the hospital, reality hit them harder than ever before. Payment first. The nurse said. Kola stood there, empty-handed. For the first time in his life, he felt something stronger than laziness, fear, and shame. He looked at his child, struggling to breathe, and suddenly, all the years of doing nothing came crashing down on him. That night, sitting outside the hospital, Kola broke down. I have failed, he whispered. Sade, beside him, was silent. For once, she had no excuse, no blame, no defense, just regret. Heavy, painful, unavoidable. When they returned home days later, something unexpected happened. Tunde stood in front of his parents, not as a child, but as someone forced to grow too fast. You failed us, he said, shook, but he didn't stop. You kept bringing children into this world, but you didn't take care of us. Silence filled the room. The younger ones watched. Sade began to cry.
Lied to me. I'm sorry.
But
I didn't
tears
mean to,
could not
but you
erase
did.
years
You
of
always
neglect.
do.
Let's just
Kola
talk
finally
about this.
decided to work.
Lied to me. I'm
He woke up
sorry, I didn't
early.
mean to, but you
He
did.
searched
You
for
always
jobs.
do.
He carried loads. But now, his body was older. His strength was not the same. Opportunities passed him by. The same work he once rejected, now rejected him everywhere Kola went. He saw reminders, children in school uniforms, parents working hard, families planning their futures. And then, he saw himself, a man who had time, but wasted it. A father who had children, but did not raise them. A husband who had a family, but did not protect them. Sade too changed. She started working in people's houses, sweeping, cooking, cleaning. Every plate she washed reminded her of the meals she never prepared for her own children. Every floor she cleaned reminded her of the home she neglected. Years passed. The children grew, but not with love, with survival. Some made it through struggle. Others fell into bad company, not because they were born bad, but because they were raised without guidance. And Kola and Sade watched it all. Helpless. One evening, sitting outside their old house, Kola spoke softly. If I could go back, Sade nodded, tears in her eyes. We would do things differently. But life does not move backward, only forward. And sometimes, forward is where regret lives. This is not just a story about Kola and Sade. It is a story about choices, about responsibility, about the danger of waiting until it is too late. Children are blessings, but blessings require care. Love is not enough. Effort is what makes love meaningful. Because one day, the children will grow. And when they do, they will remember not what you said, but what you did.
The end. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to give this video as thumbs up, subscribe and share. Bye.